There are many swimming pools and water parks scattered all around the world, but they don't offer the same experience. If you're looking for a relaxing and peaceful summer, then you probably shouldn't consider going to these places, unless you're ready for the consequences. Let's just say that these places may leave you shaking in your bathing suits. Here we have the scariest, deepest, strangest, and the most daring pools. From the Pool of Death to the Dizzying Aqualoop, here are 15 scariest swimming pools in the world. Number 15. The Pool of Death. Hidden on the island of Kauai, Hawaii, is the Pool of Death. There's a reason why this pool got its name. Originally, it's called the Queen's Bath, but we'd like to refer to it using its other nickname. Like any other places in Hawaii, the Pool of Death offers you the beautiful and idyllic scenery. At first, you might get tricked into thinking that everything is peaceful and serene in the pool. The surrounding walls made of volcanic rocks will make you think that you're safe from the big waves of the ocean. But don't be fooled. Your peaceful dip might quickly turn into a chaotic nightmare. Giant waves can easily reach you in the pool with no warning. You shouldn't trust the waves and the water in this pool. There's no sure way to determine whether a huge wave will come crashing in. If you're not careful, you'll be easily dragged by the waves into the ocean. The water also rises and falls easily, so if you're not a good swimmer, you may find it difficult to stay afloat. There have been approximately 30 fatalities in this pool. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now. Number 14. Hotel Hubertus Holiday Resort. Hotel Hubertus is a holiday resort located in Italy. The entire hotel is an architectural wonder. The hotel features 6 heated indoor pools, 7 saunas, and dozens of relaxation facilities that everyone would enjoy. But let's get to the reason why we included them in this video. Hotel Hubertus is known for their outdoor pool that features a panoramic view of the Dolomite Peaks. The pool is about 82 feet long, and it's suspended 39 feet off the ground. That's not all. The architects of this building really outdid themselves because they made it seem as if the entire pool is only supported by long, large tree trunks. The pool is surrounded by glass to complete the infinite illusion of the pool. If you're not content with the beautiful view, the pool also features a glazed window in the bottom section of the pool where you can wave at the hotel guests down below if you wish. But if you're afraid of heights, I really wouldn't recommend doing so. Number 13. Marina Bay Sands Hotel Infinity Pool in Singapore. From afar, the whole pool of the Marina Bay Sands Hotel looks like a floating spaceship or a floating boat. The Marina Bay Sands Infinity Pool has been open since 2010, and people all around the world recognized it easily as one of the most beautiful pools. But if you're afraid of heights, you might want to pass on this one. The Marina Bay Sands is not only the world's highest rooftop infinity pool, it's also the largest. The view of the pool is astounding, but the height isn't for the weak of heart, as this pool is 57 stories high, which means it's located more than 2,000 feet up. This gravity-defying establishment is about 1.2 hectares, so if the pool fails to impress you, or if you're simply terrified by the thought of swimming in a suspended pool, then you have the option to check out the lush gardens, observation deck, and top-notch restaurants in the establishment. Number 12. Deep Dive Dubai. Dubai is the home of the world's tallest skyscraper, as well as the largest mall in the world. But many avid divers and swimmers know the real highlight of Dubai is none other than Deep Dive. As its name suggests, Deep Dive is the deepest dive pool on the entire planet. This place is no joke. Usually, this is a paradise for pro divers who love the idea of the indoor pool, but beginners and non-divers are welcome as well. The indoor pool is located inside a 1,500 square meter oyster structure. The depth of this pool is a staggering 196 feet. It's filled with 14 million liters of fresh water, and it has the volume of 6 Olympic-sized swimming pools. The cost of its construction already cost millions, but the maintenance can also be pretty costly. To maintain the controlled environment of the pool, the water is always maintained at the perfect temperature of 30 degrees Celsius, just enough for a diver to swim and explore comfortably. If you're thinking that the depth and sheer size of this pool is its only feature, you're completely wrong. You can find some pretty interesting attractions in this pool. Just like underwater diving spots, the Deep Dive also has sunken cities, abandoned streetscape, game arcade, 2 underwater habitats, and an apartment that you can explore. How cool is that? What's more is that you'll never feel worried anytime while you're diving because there are 56 underwater cameras to monitor everyone. The place is also completely decked with advanced sound and mood lighting systems. And if you're not really a fan of diving in a 190-foot water pool, you can dine in any of the restaurants in the establishment and spectate the divers from the large viewing areas. Number 11. Hanging Gardens of Bali. Bali is the home of many beautiful beach and pool resorts. One of the most commended ones is the Hanging Gardens of Bali. Depending on you, this can either be your dream pool or the pool that'll give you nightmares. The Hanging Gardens of Bali is located near Payangan, a town village north of Ubud in Bali, Indonesia. This is the best staycation location if you want to experience luxury and nature at the same time. The whole place is surrounded by lush rainforests and rice terraces, but the most unforgettable attraction they have is their iconic swimming pool. Their 2-tiered pool overlooks most of the forest, and you'll certainly be able to relax by looking at the wonderful scenery. Just like any other infinity pool, there are no guardrails in this split-level pool. It's lined with Batu Candi stone and built with solidified volcanic ash. Number 10. Crocosaurus Cove. Crocosaurus Cove is perhaps one of the few places in the world where you can swim with one of the most capable and fearsome predators on Earth. If you have the guts, the courage, and the money, you can swim with a large croc while the staff feeds the crocodile. This is what they call the Cage of Death, and I'd say that it's a very fitting name. Almost everyone gets terrified when they're only a few inches away to the terrifying jaws of a killing machine. Just imagine, if the cage gets even the smallest malfunction, your supposed fun and daring trip could end in tragedy. The cage is made out of perspex, but the staff always makes sure that the cage is in good condition. God knows what the croc would do if it ever sees the slightest bit of flesh out of the cage. In fact, there had been an instance before where a Dutch tourist got stuck with a croc named after Prince William. The cage malfunctioned, and the man ended up being suspended above the huge saltwater crocodile for about an hour and a half. 30 minutes isn't really a long time, but it probably feels like hours when you're just a few meters away from a creature that can easily maul you to death. Luckily, he was fine in the end. Number 9. Nemo 33. If not for the deep dive in Dubai, Nemo 33 would probably still stay as the deepest indoor pool in the world. The deepest level of this pool reached 113 feet down. It has simulated caves, a cylindrical pit, and several platforms. Overall, the place is really a joy to explore. Nemo 33 usually caters to professional and veteran divers, but novice divers are welcome as well. In fact, Nemo 33 is the brainchild of traveler and diver John Biernaerts. He wanted to create an environment where fellow divers like himself can enjoy diving in a controlled environment. Theoretically, the whole facility is safer than the ocean and far more cleaner than the shallow pools in the city of Brussels, Belgium, where Nemo 33 is located. Just like the deep dive in Dubai, the water in Nemo 33 is maintained to be 30 degrees Celsius all year round, and above all, it's not chlorinated at all. So if you fit the requirements and you can pay the fee, you'll surely have a fun time in Nemo 33. Number 8. Mud Pool in Trinidad. If you're into skincare, then you're probably already familiar with mud packs and mud masks. Sure, those skincare products are awesome, but don't you think it's far better to just dip your entire body into a natural mud bath? If that's something you'd like to try, then you should visit the mud bath at Le Mud Volcano in southern Trinidad. This mud flows out of the active vents in a natural pool. This geological feature is what we call a mud volcano, but they're not really as dangerous as actual volcanoes. They're very much different from molten rock or magma coming from within the earth, so you don't need to worry about the temperature of the mud. If you're worried about sinking at the bottom of the mud, you don't really need to worry because the mud here is dense enough to keep you afloat. The mud deposit itself is only about 6 feet deep, so you don't need to be worried about the earth swallowing you whole. While the mud baths in Trinidad are cool to the touch, some mud volcanoes actually span from 2 degrees to 100 degrees Celsius. Now you're probably wondering why people flock to these mud baths. There are actually many benefits. Aside from softening and exfoliation of the skin, mud baths also condition the hair, reduce inflammation, relieve joint and muscle tension, and it also theoretically helps to balance the pH levels of your body. Pretty insane, right? However, mud baths aren't really miracle workers that magically cures you of all the pain in your body. Above all, they're just a natural way to temporarily relax and ease your body. Number 7. Homestead Resort in Utah. Unlike most of the pools in the world that features an open environment and a surreal view of the cityscapes or the jungle, the Homestead Crater in Utah actually features something different. Located at the Homestead in Midway, the Homestead Crater is a geothermal spring that you'll surely won't notice at first. It's hidden within a 55-foot tall beehive-shaped limestone cave. This pool was made over the course of 10,000 years by nature itself. The pool is 65 feet at its deepest depth, and it's perfect for families and swimming enthusiasts. It was formed by the melting snow seeping through the Wasatch Mountains in Utah, so the whole crater is a wonder to explore. This natural hot spring has a lot to offer. You can swim in its warm waters year-round, and you can also explore the crater by snorkeling and scuba diving. However, there has been one recorded fatality in the crater when a guy died while diving in the geothermal pool in 2010. Number 6. Devil's Pool. It might be a bit of a stretch to include this pool in this list, because technically, it's not man-made. The Devil's Pool, nested at the top of Victoria Falls, is created by nature itself. This pool is comparable to Kilimanjaro when it comes to its beauty. The mile-wide Zambezi River created this natural pool as it falls to a 345-foot deep precipice on the Zambia and Zimbabwe border. The pool itself is about 10 feet. What makes this pool terrifying is the fact that it sits right on the edge of falls. One wrong move and you'll easily fall down the precipice. The only way to reach this dangerous but beautiful paradise is through the seasonal boat tours, which only operate 7 months of the year. The pool is only open when the Zambezi is low enough for people to swim. If you have the chance to reach the Devil's Pool at the right time, you can choose to take a dip and take a bone-chilling selfie on the edge. Now you're probably wondering if it's safe to even visit this pool. Essentially, yes, it is safe to visit, and there have been no major incidents in the Devil's Pool. Bookings in this area are usually controlled to make sure that tourists only visit the pool when the Zambezi's water is the right level. If you manage to overcome the gut-wrenching height, you'll surely be rewarded with the beauty of Zambia. Number 5. Leap of Faith in Bahamas. Most of us have probably visited a water park at some point. Most water parks are made for children to enjoy, but today some attractions aren't suited for children. Instead, they're targeting adults that have a taste for adrenaline and excitement. Imagine a Mayan temple with a huge slide in between that has a 60-foot vertical drop. Sounds exciting and gut-wrenching at the same time, doesn't it? Well, that's just the beginning. Down below, huge sharks are circling in the lagoon below. This is why the pool is called the Leap of Faith. But of course, the authorities would order the park to be closed if the sharks are actually swimming freely in the lagoon. Once you take the slide, you'll go down an underwater tunnel that goes through the shark-filled lagoon. The transparent tunnel actually makes you feel as if you're swimming alongside the sharks, if only for a few seconds, so you don't really need to worry about your safety. The pool is carefully maintained by the water park, so you don't need to overthink and imagine a Jaws scenario. This is definitely a slide that I'd like to try. The experience of going down a 60-foot slide at 35 miles per hour sounds exhilarating enough, but the Shark Lagoon is the cherry on top. And now it's time for today's topic. Take a look at this swimming pool. This is one of the scariest swimming pools in the world. This looks like the worst nightmare of a person with claustrophobia and aquaphobia. This basement pool is equipped with lights at the bottom, but the narrowness of the pool is enough to make you feel as if you're trapped in the small space in the deep water. You probably won't feel fear when you're taking a dip in this pool with your friends, but I can't imagine relaxing here alone. I guess there's a reason why most pools offer the best sceneries in the world. Outdoor pools aren't that bad, but indoor pools also have their own perks. But I'll take a hard no on this one. This really makes me feel as if I'll be trapped in the pool. 2 phobias in one location, although I guess I'll take this over the elevated glass-floored pools. What do you think of this swimming pool? Do you have the courage to stay in this pool alone? As always, comment down below with the hashtag today's topic and let us know your opinion about what we just showed on screen. With that said, let's keep things moving. Number 4. Aldea das Aguas Park Resort, Kilimanjaro. Named after the dormant volcano in Tanzania, the Kilimanjaro slide featured in the Aldeia das Águas Park Resort in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil will surely make your soul leave out of your body. Just like the Kilimanjaro being the highest point in Africa, this slide is the holder of the tallest slide in the world. Just take a look at the slope of this ride. Unlike any other water slides in the world, this slide doesn't look like it's created just for anyone. It looks like it's created as a test of courage. The Kilimanjaro has a 164-foot vertical drop, and rumor has it that it's too steep to the point that you'll only feel that you're touching the slide until you're at the lowest point of the slide. Pretty terrifying, huh? But I guess it's only natural for people to seek thrilling rides such as this, because the park still receives thousands of visitors or more each year. The ride will surely steal your breath away. You'll immediately start to feel the excitement and adrenaline rushing through you as you go up the slide. But believe it or not, 1 out of 10 people will surely fold once they realize just how steep the slide actually is. The descent of this slide reaches up to 62 miles per hour. It's not really surprising because the inclination of this slide is 60 degrees. Do you have the courage to face Kilimanjaro? Or would you rather check out the park's other attractions? Number 3. Black Hole Bad 1, Germany. We should put a flashing lights warning right here because we're about to show you a very wild ride. This is the Black Hole in Bad 1 Water Park in Bremerhaven, Germany. This huge water slide not only offers you a thrilling ride, but it also lets you experience a psychedelic experience inside. The winding tube water slide may look normal on the outside, but the interior is lined with a rainbow of LED lights. It's like having your very own rave inside. It gives you a feeling as if you're being transported to another dimension, or, just as its name suggests, the short ride makes you feel as if you're inside a black hole with no escape. The ride will make you feel like you've been in a weird illusion. That is, until you feel yourself dropping down a shallow pool of water at the end of the slide. The slide only takes a few seconds, but trust me, you'll feel as if it's more than that because of all the flashing lights inside. The bright lights and the swirling tube is a pretty crazy combination though, so it's really not for everyone. But if you don't mind the dizzying lights, then you'll surely have an exciting time. And honestly, looks like fun to me. Number 2. The Infinity Racers and the Screaming Serpents. This is the Infinity Racers in Schlitterbahn Water Park, Galveston, located in Texas. The park overall has a lot of fun and interesting attractions, but this is perhaps the most exciting and maybe even the most terrifying for some. If you like parties, then you'll be thrilled by either of these slides. The head-first mat slides are 8 stories tall, and they're a wonder to look at from the outside and from the inside. The multicolored panels of the almost fully covered slide creates beautiful lighting effects for the people passing through the Infinity Racers. If you aren't content with the Infinity Racers, then you'll surely be thrilled by the Screaming Serpents. What's more fun than one water slide? That's right, 2 water slides intertwined together. How would you like to experience a slide that'll probably make you empty your stomach as soon as you get off the ride? The Screaming Serpents not only will make you go swish back and forth, but it will also bombard you with fogs and light effects. If you easily get overwhelmed with external stimuli, then this experience will give you a full-on sensory overload. Add to that the screams of all the people trying out the other extreme rides in the park. At the end of the ride, you'll exit through the 8-foot-tall fanged mouths of the so-called serpents. Pretty exhilarating, right? Number 1. The Dizzying Aqualoop. One look at this water slide and most people would immediately shake in their bathing suits. Most people. Not daredevils, though. This is the Lunar Loop. It's located at the Lost World Water Park in Wisconsin Dells. If you're daring enough to try out this Dizzying Aqualoop, you'll first enter a launch capsule with a trap door underneath. Once the trap door opens, you'll fall down in a near vertical drop to give you enough momentum to reach a heart-stopping nearly 360-degree loop. If you want to show how daring you are to your friends, then this is the perfect opportunity because this slide is transparent, which means the visitors in the pool below can perfectly see you as you ride the slide. Do you have the courage to visit any of these pools? And do you have your very own pool or water park experience to share? Make sure to drop your thoughts and experiences in the comments down below. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on the screen right now. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.